And so with that, I'd like to introduce our opening speaker, is Dr. Klaus Romero. He is our Chief Executive Officer at the Critical Path Institute and is going to kind of give an overview of the project and where we are right now, as well as some aspects around CPATH. So anything else, Klaus?
Thanks, Nick, and thanks everybody for joining. Little late, thanks to the technical snafus, but we'll get us back on track. So this is our mission. Where did that mission come from? This year, 2024, marks the 20th anniversary of the Critical Path Initiative from the FDA. That was a pivotal and visionary white paper because the FDA came out to the world and they declared, look, everyone, we have the mission to regulate the products. Companies have the mission to develop the products. Who has the mission to make the process efficient? Can't be just the agency, can't be individual companies trying this in isolation on their own. So why don't we set up public-private partnerships to work on the process together? And that's where our mission comes from, and that's why we were established. You'll see a 20th anniversary theme throughout because next year marks the 20th anniversary of our creation, 1 year after the Critical Path Initiative was established. And this is how it works, by bringing everyone together. What we do at CPATH is we establish the legal, scientific, and regulatory infrastructure to generate this neutral environment where all of you can come and work together on making the process efficient. So these are your public-private partnerships. These public-private partnerships are created for your benefit, and nothing of what you see happening with us happens in isolation. So on the right, you see all the drug development areas that we cover. And you might say, well, that's a lot. It is. But the important thing is what is on the left. Everything that we do, preclinically, translationally, or clinically, is all an expression of our 5 areas of core competency. Everything data, everything complex analytics, everything biomarkers, everything outcomes, and regulatory science. Those 5 core competencies are the portable set of infrastructural solutions that can generate impact in as many drug development areas as they need. But none of this, as I said, happens in isolation. Everything that we do is done collaboratively, and everything that you see on this slide got messed up with all the technical snafu. But the main message is this. The main message is that this is where you come in and you put in the oversight, the supervision, and the guidance to make sure that we can be successful. So you're also going to see a theme throughout the next couple of days, focusing on the context of use statements. In the middle, there was an image about the 5 core competencies. But what's important is what is on the right of the slide. The fact that we've become leaders in the field of putting every solution through regulatory review processes at multiple regulatory agencies. What is the key to success? Doesn't matter if it's a biomarker for Alzheimer's disease or a clinical trial simulation tool for type 1 diabetes prevention or a translational platform. It's all about having the context of use well defined from the very beginning. And how do you start defining the context of use? By having a well understood articulation of what the unmet need is. Every solution is intended to solve an unmet need, and the way to best describe the solution is by defining the context of use statement. You in drug development know this by a different name when it comes to medical products. It's the target product profile. That's how you start, and every piece of evidence that is generated throughout the process reinforms the target product profile as it evolves. We're talking about not drugs, but drug development tools here. And the equivalent to the drug's target product profile is the solution's context of use statement. And that's the key to success. And this is how well-defined context of use statements translate into actual impact. We have a series of transformative approvals that were contributed to by the solutions that we have generated. And there are other areas that are being transformed. And in this particular case of complex in vitro models, these platforms and these tools have the capacity and the potential to really transform modern drug development. And we look forward to getting those on this slide pretty soon. Okay, nothing on this slide. I'm going to skip this because it doesn't help. But the main thing is the data. Everything hinges on the unmet need, the context of use, but then what data and what analyses you need. We have built the core competency at CPATH to be able to integrate preclinical, translational, and clinical data in a really unique way. We have close to 700,000 individual records from clinical trials from industry, including not just the control arms, but the active arms as well. Observational studies from academia, patient registries from patient groups, electronic health records, and translational data. And this is an expression of those translational pieces of data, the unique biomarker data repository that allows the integration of data to leverage the transformation of those data into insights. And that brings us to today. This is what the intention is, to bring everyone together and focus on the framework to get these novel and advanced methods through the finish line and connect it to meaningful impact in accelerating drug development. And it all hinges on the context of use statement. So, what is the request for the day? Be engaged. This is your effort. This is how you can contribute to transform translational sciences and continue to modernize drug development. So be engaged, ask your questions, make your comments. And this is where this is going. These 5 areas of the modern drug development field cannot function if we don't have proper translational tools. And you see the transformational translational sciences right there in the middle of everything, with computational models, with AI, with digital health technologies, and especially for some of the products that are coming down the pike that really need adequate translation, and that's gene and cell-based therapies. But it also applies to other types of technologies. That's the end of my presentation. I'll pass it on to my colleague Graham, and he's going to summarize the agenda for us. But thanks again for being here, and apologies for the delay in getting started.